Hello, welcome to Trianimes, another weekly roundup of AmiAmi figure releases. I'm Gary, and this is Trianimes. We shall get into the figures. This will be from the 8th to the 13th of April. And there's a fair few figures to look at today. A couple of different versions of one, so that's why there's got quite a few tabs. So we shall get straight on into it. Yep, it's got AmiAmi illustration by Lover Coco, quarter scale, but being produced by Lovely, 44,810 yen, released January 2025. This one's, I think a lot of people like this one a lot. I've heard a lot of people really want to get this one on Reddit. So definitely something I think a lot of people potentially want. The sculpting looks amazing on this one. It's not too leery in terms of it being, overly sexualized really, but it's a very good looking figure, and obviously it's cast off as well, which I think a lot of people like, and quarter scale, so she does stand at 31 centimeters in height, including the base. That's her sitting down, so if she was standing all the way up, she'd be near 40 centimeters. And there's two versions of her. So you've got a version which comes with a wall scroll, which I probably would say get, because the wall scroll looks quite nice, although there's probably a sample of the wall scroll. So wall scroll looks really good overall. That's 46,940 yen. Very good looking quarter scale, one of the better quarter scales that are out there, considering there's freeing, which don't put a lot of effort into theirs normally, with their bunnies, and with it being a Marry Me themed, wedding themed one and lingerie, she looks really good overall. I think the colouring looks good, and yeah, I think this one's going to be a fan favourite for a lot of people who, if you really like quarter scales. Cinderella illustration by XL, 1/6 scale, by Hobby Sakura, for 21,240 yen. There's a few Hobby Sakura figures that they've released or part of pre-order. January 2025 release. This one's very good. Very good sculpting. Paint job looks really good as well overall, and the price isn't too bad actually as well for with it being a 1/6. So I think overall the actual design and everything looks great on this one. And if you want to spend a bit more money, you can get a wall scroll as well. Although I don't think the wall scroll looks as good as this one, as the AmiAmi one. This Cinderella one looks fine. This one is just a photo render, so the actual wall scroll might actually look a bit different. Oh, here we go. So this is what the wall scroll looks like. Yeah, not as good as the other one, I don't think. I think with it, with saying Cinderella on it, only text and this border kind of ruins it a bit more. If she was in some sort of scene with the background, that would make it a bit better, I think. And you get an acrylic stand as well for 23,470 yen. But I think most people will probably just get the standard one and save the 2,000 yen. TV anime Yokuso Jitsuruku Shijo Shugu no Kyoshitsu Ike Karizawa 1/6 by Shibuya Scramble for 26,400 yen. Now, there's two listings for this one, because it looks like they've got two different regions that they're covering. So you actually have to look down here, here to see if your country's listed, depending on which listing you're going for, before you order, and then you get told when the month's up that they can't ship it to you. Depending on, I think they'll normally you might only catch that when they actually get to invoicing you nearer to the time of release, so that'd be September. So you definitely want to make sure you order the correct one of the two, as long as your countries in this list here, depending on which one you're doing. I will include both of these in the links down in the description below of this video, as a way for you to at least find these again more quickly if you in the future, if they're still up for pre-order. But the actual figure looks pretty good overall. I like the blue in the hairdress going on, and the hair colouring looks pretty good. So I think I got no complaints there with the actual figure. She looks quite good and cute overall, and 1/6. So we're seeing a lot more 1/6 being done rather than 1/7. I think trying to justify sort of this higher price as well that we're getting. And there's also TV from the same series of Honami Ichinese, 1/6. Again, same price. Again, there's two listings as well, depending on which countries these are covered for you for the same price. So September again. But she looks really good overall. I like the pattern that they've got for the her top, like the cotton effect, showing that it's knitted. Very good detailing over there. It's a good, nice touch to have. At least they've gone through the effort of sculpting that on this. So yeah, no, good figures overall. I've not seen the series, so I can't say actually how whether these would be characters I'd want to purchase for myself. And then we've got another maid style figure. This is an Azulane Noshiro, Hold of the Ice 1/7 by Alice Glint for 22,370 yen. Very nice looking figure. Obviously, standard maid, cafe maid attire. I think a lot of people will definitely like this figure, or if you like, just cafe maids in general, or maid figures in general. Even if you're not an Azulane fan, this is a very nice sculpt, very cute design. And I think definitely worth getting overall. I think, as I said in previous videos, Azulane figures have always been very well sculpted and whatnot. You might see she has a bit more of a discount when she's released. So, because quite a lot of Azulane figures, upon being released, do bargain bin a little bit. Well, not bargain bin horrendously, but they do get a bit cheaper. So maybe hold off and wait till December for it to actually be released. And then you got another version which actually has a smiling faceplate for 22,960 yen. Potentially worth getting the smiling faceplate. I do like her with the smiling faceplate compared to a standard expression overall. And it's only 500 yen difference, so I'd pay the 500 yen. Again, maybe wait till release. And then you've got a limited edition version which comes with a poster for 25,410 yen. Whether you want the poster, don't know. That is an AmiAmi exclusive though, apparently. But we don't know what it finally looks like. This is just a sample of what the poster would look like. But overall, the figure looks good. Artifacts, Star Wars Phantom Menace, Dark Maul, Night Brother 1/7 Easy Symbol Kit by Kotobukiya for 20,570 yen. So this one, when they say easy symbol, is a newly colored version, previously released Darth Maul Japanese. Please note that LED light up feature on the lightsaber is not included with this version. So this is it's previously been released before. I don't remember covering that one, but 20,570 yen, good. And I think a lot of people obviously like Darth Maul anyways, fan favorite from Star Wars. So a lot of people, if they missed out on the previous one, they can get this at least. An easy symbol means, I'm guessing, pre-colored, so at least it makes it a bit easier for you to build it yourself. Toradora Tiger Aisaka Bare Leg Tiger version, one quarter scale by freeing for 29,700 yen. If you missed out on the original one, then at least you can get this one. I think a lot of people will probably be getting this one. I think the aftermarket on the original Tiger in the Tiger suit actually increased in price after release. So maybe getting the bare leg one is just worth getting anyways to have it if you really enjoyed Toradora. I've not watched Toradora, so I can't say whether it's good if you would want to get this character or not. I don't know. A lot of people say it's a very good anime. I really should watch it. It's like becoming like a classic or something, basically. Character vocal series 01 Hatsune Miku Sakura Miku Hanami outfit version 1/6 by Good Smell for 22,000 yen. Very good actually price, I think, for a Hatsune Miku figure. I do prefer the Sakura Miku versions. And with it being 1/6 as well for the price, I think it's definitely a good move by Good Smile point rather than being 1/7. She's very good looking figure, definitely worth getting if you have not got any of the myriad of Hatsune Miku figures that are already out there. I probably would go for Sakura Miku rather than the original OG Hatsune Miku colouring. Bunny Elf Princess Illustration by Tajima Rishu 1/6 by Gentleman for 28,200 yen. This pre-orders are closed. Coming out in April 2025. This is a cast-off bunny elf hybrid figure. I think I've covered this before, if I remember correctly. The set does not include an exclusive bonus, unfortunately, in this one. This is the slightly cheaper one, but I'll bookmark this definitely to your account, and then wait to see if it becomes available in April. I think this one, a lot of people would. I was very interested in getting it as well. I can't remember if I did have her pre-ordered. I don't think I did, but I was very close to pre-ordering her. But yeah, it's a very good looking figure, and it's cast off, as you can tell, with the seam on the bunny suits there. I won't go on any further, obviously. And the AmiAmi exclusive one, this includes the AmiAmi exclusive, which seems to be a illustration, I think, an A2 clear poster. So I think a lot of people might be getting this one just to get the clear poster as well. Again, this one's closed as well, unfortunately. So if you missed it, and then they close quickly, unfortunately. But this one also comes with alternative chest plate, alternative lower. I think both of them have these alternative bits. Yep. So they're both identical. You're just going to be spending the extra. How much? 1,000 yen, 1,500 yen to get the clear poster, which I think probably a lot of people would get. But yeah, again, bookmark this one if you want to get the clear poster as well. Fate Grand Order Alter Ego Meltris 1/8 by Alter for 28,000 yen. This one's Alter with the previous Fate figures have been pretty well priced. You know, they've been closer to 20,000 yen or sub 20,000 yen. Which has always been good, but then this one I can understand being a higher price with there just being a lot more going on with this figure, and why they've scaled her down to 1/8. Obviously, she's got a very big floral dress. There's a lot more work in terms of the sculpting and the posing for this one, so I could definitely see why this one just costs more in general for the overall design and the work that has to go into implementing it, and with this huge sort of updraft effect that goes into the cloak. Obviously, it's raises her up quite a bit, so they've downscaled her to 1/8 as well to make it easier and keep that price down somewhat. She stands at 37 centimeters tall, so nearly as tall as some quarter scale bunnies, and she's a 1/8, so it's a very large figure, so that might affect your delivery as well. So single shipment and as well you have to take note of. So this one you cannot combine with any other figures to get that shipment cost down if you're having multiple figures coming out in September. Data Live v Kurumi Tokisaki Bunny 1/7 by Furi for 25,850 yen. Very nice looking bunny figure. I love bunny figures, so this is a very good one. I definitely like the overall combination of a yukata and a bunny suit design combination here, and with it being Kurumi as well, who's obviously a favorite for a lot of people. Definitely top tier waifu material. Yeah, very good. Probably justified actually for the price as well. With being through, they do normally overprice, unfortunately, a lot of their figures. This one I think's about right for the pricing of this one. February 2025 release as well. Potentially worth getting a hold of. Bathroom Sister Illustration by Hitoru Mio 16 1/6 by Happy Topi for 7,460 yen. This one is not listed as a cast-off figure, but is very in the lewd aesthetic, as you could tell from the figures. The overall design and the sculpting actually in the top is and the folds look really good, especially for the price, 7,000 yen. So this is another one, a new manufacturer that seems to be doing cheaper design figures, or cheaper figures, budget basically for you. So I think potentially worth getting hold of if this is sort of up your alley. So you get an alternative faceplate with following eyes, which we've seen in Animista figures that are coming out in May next month for pre-order, unless if you ordered it from China, distributed Chinese website and got it like now, you would have got them by now potentially if you ordered from China, because they released earlier in China. There's the one or two of those that have the following eyes, because they come with different faceplates as well, just like this one. So we'll have to see if it's a trend that takes off with the cheaper these other Chinese manufacturers that are coming in and just showing up the Japanese figure industry. Binding Creators Opinion Rio Bella Court Scale by binding for 29,700 yen. Cast off figure. I think a lot of people did like the original one, and now you can get the bare leg one for a bit cheaper. And I think binding is getting these native or binding figures. Just if you want a bunny girl, I think a lot of people generally you kind of have to go with binding now. If you want anything that's decent, really, unless if it's a character that Freeing are doing that is you really enjoy, and that they can, because it's more safer, they can obviously do the IP. They pay for the licensing and that lot and get it at least put through. With bindings, they're OCs, which some people you'd have to basically like the OC or like the artist. So apart from that, definitely a good looking figure. I think a lot of people enjoyed the original version of this. So the fact that they're doing bare leg is good. You don't see that often with binding doing bare legs. Girls Frontline DP28 Coiled Morning Glory Heavy Damage version 1/7 by Otaku Toys, 22,400 yen. Girls Frontline Heavy Damage, typical design, very good looking sculpt overall. Base looks pretty good. As well overall, it's not a standard round base, so you can at least put her in a diorama a lot easier as well. April 2025. Original character Charlotte Holy White version 1/6 by Vibrastar. So this one's a lot of people enjoyed getting. It's cast off as well, but the original version of this was black and blue, black and white, I think, standard. So this is white and blue now, color, so reverse colors. So I think a lot of people will definitely be wanting to get this one. I missed out on the original one. Potentially worth getting this one, August 2024. Yeah, I definitely think I would potentially get this one, and you can pay a bit more and get the AmiAmi exclusive version, which comes with a poster. AmiAmi exclusive planning. What does that mean? Planning? So I guess it is some sort of poster of some sort. For some reason in the description they've got planning listed here as the exclusive. I don't know what. I'm guessing they haven't decided what it is going to be yet, even though we're 4 months away from August, so that's a bit odd. Primera Li Fiotia 1/7 by Kodapiki for 13,960 yen. Never heard of this one, but this one caught my eye because it's a very unique design on this digital game fire effect, I guess, pixelated version. So it's very unique, and I think it's very eye-catching as well. If you like this aesthetic, and the character design is very like Persona-esque in my mind, like just very eye-catching, I think. So I think for the price, it's actually worth getting. Angeline Hamanan Kai 1/7 by Plum for 17,290 yen. So another Angeline battleship, just standard outfit by Plum. Pretty standard, I think, these days that you're getting for 17,290 yen. Not too bad. July 2024 release. Just depends on, again, that we were going to get every Angeline girl covered eventually. There's just obviously quite a large number of these Angeline figures to get through. Nakapara Vanilla Lovely Sweets Time 1/7 by Plum for 19,260 yen. Definitely, I think, potentially worth getting if you missed out on getting the binding court scales of Vanilla, and they're also doing chocolate as well for the same price. So I think most people will be buying these as the pair anyways, because you'd want to have both of them together. It just makes sense to get both of them together. So you're basically paying 40,000 yen. To get these figures. You wouldn't really buy one over the other unless if you only need one Nekapara, but I think these two have always been paired up, so it makes sense to just get both of them anyways, and they're very nice looking figures. Tenatal Inuyasha Sesame Shoma complete figure by Fu for 6,350 yen. Quite nice sculpting on this one, and I like the purple fire effects that they've got going on the base as well. Nice extra touch. The purple metallic on his armor looks really good done, so I think Tenatal are just blowing. Furyu Tenatal line are really top notch for the price. Shinobi Master Senran Kagura New Link Fubuki Bunny version, quarter scale, by Freeing for 39,600 yen. This one is cast off, mentioned in the description, so they don't show any cast off pictures here. But this one at least is a bit more realistic in the chest area design, not being propped up so much. So, but yeah, overall, I like the more skimpy design as well in this one. So it's a bit more different at least. The hair looks really well done, sculpted, and with it being cast off, it's just an extra bonus. Just depends on whether you like the Shinobi Master Sonnen Kagura lineup. You've got a couple of manufacturers doing these quarter scales. Now, obviously, Freeing now putting their hat into it, so you can get probably a majority of the girls from the anime in quarter scale form. It'll just cost you a lot of money. But definitely, I think worth potentially getting as well if you really enjoyed Sonnen Kagura series. Pop-up Parade Hololive production AmiAmi Kanata by Max Factory for 5,220 yen. For Pop-up Parade, this one actually looks really well done. It looks like they've done the golds really well in this one, especially in this hairstyle they've got going up here. It looks like it does change a bit in the lighting, so I think that's down to the metallic or gold effect, where the light angle comes in. So it does change the dynamic quite a bit. But if you can get that spot on in your shelving, then at least it'll look great. So this first promotion, it just looks like spot on here. So you got the shine at the top and then shine at the bottom. It looks like it's like painted that way and shaded, but it isn't. It's just down to the lighting with it being reflective. So yep, not too bad. Another Hololive figure. To Love Darkness, Mikado Darkness version, 1/6 by Union Creative for 19,200 yen. December 2024 release. I think this is just a rerun, if I remember correctly, or this might be the final girl basically in the Darkness outfit lineup that Union Creative have done. So you can get, I think, almost pretty much every girl now in the Darkness version from To Love. But it will, again, there's like a dozen of them, so it's going to cost you a fair bit to get all of them. Love Cube Akira Higashi Bojo 1/6 by Daiki Kogyo for 20,990 yen. November 2024 release. This is a cast-offable figure. Not seen the series, but she looks cute and adorable overall in her standard attire, and the body sculpt looks really well done as well, and it looks like a lot of manufacturers are actually getting the body sculpt down pretty good, with the shading as well, the skin tones, so it looks really good overall. And then obviously with it being cast off, it's just another bonus for people to get hold of, depending if you prefer cast off figures, which I do. November 2024 release. Definitely potentially worth it. I might have to give the anime a watch to see if it's a character that I would have in my collection. Yoshitoku X FNX Spice North Hollow Japanese doll quarter scale complete figure. So this is one with a realistic handmade yukata that is coming out in April 2025, which is why it's 198,000 yen. Insanely expensive. Very few people will be getting this, but we've seen a couple of FNX doing these one or two twice before, I think I've covered, so potentially worth getting if you really have just the money to burn and you want these sort of more exclusive figures in your collection, without going into resin figures. But you should go into resin figures really, but I guess they might be just the resin figures of Hollow that you don't like and you want something a bit more simpler like this, and that's been handcrafted. I say handcraft, I don't know how many of these they're actually going to make, to be honest, but it's available on AmiAmi if you want to get it. Pop-up Parade Darling in the Franxx 02 pilot suit version L size for 7,920 yen. I think they've got the metallic red perfect on this one. She looks great overall, and then all the angles. Pop-up L size is like pretty much 1/7 scale, so definitely looks good. Looks great overall. If you don't want to go full bore with the scale figure of 02, then this I think is pretty much the best sub 10,000 figure, figure of 02 out there. And that's what I would say is definitely worth getting if you really like Darling in the Franxx, which I really enjoyed watching. Kidikol Oshinoko Akane Kurakawa for 18,600 yen. If you want the standard version, very nice looking shading on the outfit, hair, everything looks great on this one actually as well by Kidikawa. And then you've also got a special set which comes with an alternative faceplate or alternative head piece, I think, considering it looks like, let's go back to this one. The hair looks identical, so it does say you get a awakening part, alternative head part, so I'm guessing it's either a different faceplate or it's just a separate full head with the identical sculpted hair for it. No, they do look slightly different. Yep, nope, the hair, so it will be an alternative head then, I would say. As you can see, the bottom bit of the hair, they looks like the individual strands are different sculpted, so that's how I could tell that they're two separate actual heads. So I would potentially get that one anyways if you do want the alternative headpiece. Then we got Ulterior Sophie, the Alchemist of the Mysterious Book, Sophie Numerala, Changing Clothes Mode 1/7 by QSQ for 18,410 yen. Seems to be a new thing, well, not new, but we've been seeing a lot more often where they're changing clothes mode figures of quite popular characters, female characters. Just embarrassing situations that they get themselves caught up in for a good price, actually, April 2025. And then there's Monster Chronicles, Yu-Gi-Oh! Bolo Dragon complete figure for 7,700 yen. This is a small boy. He's not very big, 13 centimeters in height. So he's a very small boy, which explains the price. Unlike some of the other ones, like the Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, where they've been proper full-scale figures. So this one's at least a bit cheaper than the other ones that we've covered before, where they've been over 20,000 yen for it. But that's mainly because of this being just a bit smaller. That Mega House are offering here. Not too bad. I like the metallics overall. It's Bolo Dragon, which is not too bad. Not watched Vrains of Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrain, so I don't know that much about his main monsters would be, or the main characters would be. So yeah, that does it for this week of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. Following this video will be Nendroids and some other. If there's any other figures that are posable, they'll be in that video. This is just all the scales that we covered. Thank you very much, and I shall see you in another video. Thank you very much. Bye.